Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and to talk to you about anime and wrestling and I don't know. I guess we could talk about Disney. I did not pay attention. I know Disney Plus is $7 a month starting in November, and that's cheap as hell and a good deal. But hi, I'm Pat. I'm building model kits, and I want to say hello to you. If you're watching live right now, you're watching on Twitch, and you're a subscriber, throw the Bear Cave emote in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, you can do whatever you want. Mr. Bob just subscribed. That is 20 months. That's as long as I've been streaming, I think. That might be as long as I've been streaming. I'm going to actually, I can look this up because I archive all my stuff, youtube.com/PatBear. So first of all, I'm throwing the Bear Cave emote. Also, Humbow's here, Lastbrick's here, Mr. Bob is here, Durman's here. I'm throwing the Bear Cave again, emote again in for Mr. Bob, and I'll talk about emotes in a second. But I want to look. I got to know. I have to know. Workshop. Go all the way down to the beginning. I don't remember. Actually, you know what? I don't remember when it became an affiliate. That's why I would know when you subscribed. But I think, yeah, I think 20 months sounds about right. Santini's here. Hi, Santini. Happy to have you here. But yeah, Mr. Bob, thank you so much for 20 months. That's incredible. I love seeing that right over here. The times 20. That fucking rules. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. Reminder, if you use your Twitch coin, if you use Twitch Prime, you have to manually renew it. You can't auto-renew. If you're spending $5, it'll work. Action Man 85 is now following. Thank you so much. Jam is here. Hi, Jam. I don't know why my hands went for martial arts style, but Action Man is here. Welcome, Action Man. Welcome to all of y'all. Yesterday, Karate Pat, indeed. Yesterday, you may have been here in the afternoon for our stream. We got raided by Will Smith, which was great. I played some Hearthstone yesterday, and it was awesome because I just focused on Hearthstone, and we'll talk about it tonight. I had a bad time on Tuesday, and it's okay. I hope that someone found a little comfort in me having a very public, a bit of a mental breakdown. I've had worse. I've had better. But yeah. Long story short, I am still afraid of heights. I can get on a ladder and climb a ladder. That's okay. But I had nosebleed seats at the Barclay Center. The highest you could go, I was almost the highest you could possibly go. Those stairs are narrow. The steps are narrow. The seats are narrow. The row to get to your seat, you can't be in front of someone. They have to stand up and push the chair back. And I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I am aware that that also has to do with my current situation of being unemployed and my last severance check coming soon and the uncertainty of that and the necessity for me there and that kind of worry, I'm sure, impacted it. It didn't help. But yeah, now I know I can't do that. I can't buy tickets in nosebleed sections of venues like that. It's a shitty lesson to learn because I spent money on it, money I don't really have to throw around to do it, and went all the way down to the Barclay Center. It's not long. It's not long to get there. But yeah. And the Barclay isn't set up for you to just hang out. There are a lot of TVs like around the food stuff, but none of those TVs are showing you what's happening live. They're not telling you, so you could hear it. So I was like, well, I could stand around and hear the show. And I tried to find spots because the thing is, like, they don't want you standing in the aisles. Hi, Urban Buddha. Durman, lesson learned. You better off for it. Yeah, J-Man, you feel the same way. I appreciate that. But yeah, I thought I was over it. Like I said, I climbed a ladder on Wednesday. Last night, the 12-foot ladder, stuck my arm out to reach a thing. Try to adjust this like that. There, that's better. No problem. But sitting in those seats, just thinking about falling and tumbling down. Fuck it. I don't want to do it. Let's go to the overhead. Working on the Gundam Spiegel. We did the arms. We did the legs. We're going to do the rest of it today. There are no more weapons. This kit, this is it. Gundam Spiegel just has knife hand, just, wrist hands, wrist blades, knife hands. Yeah. So I learned something important, which is good, which is I can't do that anymore. It's like, okay. Yeah, Urban Buddha. Yeah, we were talking about that. I ended up going home. I watched some of it when I got home because I couldn't be in the venue. I thought I'd gotten over that part of my life, but I have not. And it's good to know. But yeah, I'm not proud of the freak out, but I am okay with knowing that that is a limit of mine. It is something I could work on. So we'll see how that goes. Mr. Bob says, "Hey Pat, I made my first landing-ish in Kerbal. Congratulations, Mr. Bob. You were trapped there though. Okay, but hey, landing is half the battle. Well, liftoff is the first half. You can get liftoff and you can get out of orbit. You're doing way better than I ever did when I tried that game. And then, yeah, you'll learn landing, and then you'll learn takeoff, and someday you'll have a MUN return home." Santini says, "I've had the same exact thing happen to me at the Hartford Civic Center, now the XL Center. Something about hockey arenas make them worse, apparently." Santini, I don't think I ever was in nosebleeds for the Hartford Civic Center. The New Haven Coliseum never really bothered me, but also I had an inn at the New Haven Coliseum, so I never was too high up when I was there back in the day. New Haven Coliseum. I went to the last wrestling show there. It was like a week before they tore it down. WWE did a house show, and to pay tribute because they had done a lot of shows at the Civic Center, and so they like came out to say goodbye, and it was a really nice show. But it was like the second or third to last thing there ever. Jerman says that's a good game, Mr. Bob. You're making me want to get back into it. I love that about certain games, that just like people talk about it and you're like, oh yeah, shit, that game. Like, I'm not going to get into anything about Borderlands 3, but except to say that I kind of want to fucking play Borderlands. Like, well, yeah, Borderlands. I like Borderlands. Should I try to fight? Should I play Borderlands? The first one, yes, Urban Buddha. The first Borderlands. I really enjoyed the first Borderlands, and I'm like, I bet a lot of games have taken what they were doing, with the modifications they were making to the genre, and have made have moved it forward. It's not solely unique, obviously, anymore, but that's still a good game. It's in 4K now. Huh. Well, my computer could probably handle it pretty well. This computer is a year old. I didn't say anything when it happened because I was getting ready for PAX stuff. But last year I came back from PAX East 2018 to have my computer not work at all. And I GoFundMe a new computer, which is the computer we're using still now. 10% of our CPU is being handled by by streaming, which is great considering all that we're doing with it. That's awesome, and it can still run everything really well. A 970 is showing its wear. I could definitely upgrade my 970 to something better, but overall, still a good PC. Also, unlike most upgrades like this, they updated the pre-rendered stuff as well. Ooh, a 970 got you to the MUN. Haha. Indeed, Mr. Bob. Yeah. I a 970 is fine. It's just it's not. It's certainly not a future-proof card, but I'm certainly still very happy to have it. Shout outs to Regina Wu Kohler for hooking me up with this 970 when I was running a 660 on my previous machine, which was not good. All right, so what are we doing now? We're doing a thing that I dislike. We're going to put the chest piece in with the waist piece here, and what happens is it locks in here, and then this piece locks in here, and then the screw holds it in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the screw in, and then it goes into a nut. We'll screw that in there. And we have the right one, which is good. So we know what we need to put in there. So we'll get it where we need to go. And then I have to get this in, and then I have to tighten it all up. And this is an annoying part. I think what I might do is put the screwdriver in to the back to kind of hold it in place. And we'll see if that works. Hello, Ultron. Happy to have you here. Urban Buddha says, I'm still on the 970 myself. I figured by the next set of cars I may upgrade, but that so far so good. Yeah. At some point, I'd like to get my hands on a decent laptop, says Durman, and capture gear so I can have a streaming machine to free up the cycles on the actual computer. Yeah, that would be nice. Like, my laptop works well on the road, and I guess I could, theoretically, if I wanted to, get like an external capture card for it so I could stream on my laptop and my desktop, you know, for games and stuff. But right now, also the games I'm streaming are Hearthstone. Hearthstone is the #1 thing, and Jackbox. I can run it all on one computer. And this computer clearly runs, you know, the streaming setup for this gear works a lot better than my laptop. So that is nice. Happy to have you here, Ultron. So, folks, I had to talk about emotes. So, right now, there is only one emote. The Bear Cave emote is still there. You may notice that Tier 2 and 3 used to have the Lego emote, and I had access to it. Right now, we do not have the Lego emote. I don't know, I feel like I'm shouting. I'm going to turn myself down a little bit. Because the Lego emote will soon be available for all of y'all that are $5 subscribers. I still have to get it. It's pending right now because I have a new Tier 2 emote. My new Tier 2 emote is done. Alexandra did an incredible job. It's going to be my Twitter icon as soon as, our avatar, as soon as it is on here. I was hoping it'd be done today. It's still pending. And even though the Lego was approved before, when I moved it down to Tier 1, it has to get reapproved, which is annoying. So I guess what I should have done is, oh shit, oh no, oh wait, no, okay, there, okay, so that's like that. I gotta tighten this up, but this is mostly right. I had this on backwards, but luckily it pivoted enough because I hadn't tightened it fully. But basically we did this, and it's a weird setup. But yeah, I guess I should have added the new one to Tier 2 and then put the Lego one to Tier 1, but whatever. Lego Bear must be freed. Yes, Ultron, soon. All $5 patrons, or the patrons, $5 subscribers here on Twitch will be able to have 2 emotes. And my $10 Tier 2 and the Tier 3 will have the ability to use a brand new emote, which is keeping in the theme with Lego Bear. I think when you see it, you'll get it. It's going to be good. I want to say hi to everybody. We got a lot of people watching tonight. That's rad. I should... do I not have that up? I do not have that up. Let me just, real quick, we're going to keep building, but I do want to add this, which is... make it bigger. There it is. bit.ly/PatBearSings. bit.ly/PatBearSings. Bald Ridge, it's going well. Happy to have you here. I was just promoting bit.ly/PatBearSings. This Sunday April 14th, 9 p.m. till midnight Eastern Time. I will be singing using Twitch Sings, which is a karaoke-style platform. I will be raising money for Pencils for Promise. I'm already I'm like $279. I'm almost at $300 of my $1,000 goal. If you want to hear me sing What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction, I need to raise $300. I need another $20 there. But go to bit.ly/Baer Sings to find out more. I'm going to remove that there because we don't need that right there. But yeah, that's a good geological feature themed username you got there. Yes. I love that I called out all the viewers we had, promoted a thing, and then lost viewers almost immediately, which is fine. It's fine. Whatever. It also was probably a coincidence, but it was very funny to me that I was like, oh, we got a good number right now this early in the stream. Usually it's about 10 o'clock that this number gets there. I'll promote my stream on Sunday. Immediately people will be like, no, only building. I came here because I looked at the name Gunpla and followed you here. Or I wasn't paying attention during yesterday's raid from Will Smith and was still here when you started, which has happened before with raids. Will raided us during very nicely yesterday during the Hearthstone stream, which was fun. I gotta say, y'all, there's two things about yesterday's stream. One, it was very, very nice to do a stream that was over at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Night streaming is fine. I like it. It's way better for a lot of y'all. But it was really nice to be done at 7. Especially because I had to be somewhere at 8:30, so I had time to relax a little bit, which was nice. And two, not having to set up these lights and the green screen that goes on behind me is so nice. It's so much easier because I have a black backdrop up all the time. I just set up my gear. It's like right behind me is a wall. I'll do this. Oh no, that's wrong. Close. Me. Filter. Me. There it is. So right behind me is my green screen that I put up. It's just I have a couple hooks in the ceiling. Throw a rod up there with the screen. Put it up. Try to iron it as best I can. That goes there. Right over here is just a black curtain by my door, and that I just stream in front of when I'm doing anything that doesn't involve the green screen, and it's way easier. I love having the ability to do this, that I can do this just in OBS. It's great, but it's so nice. Mr. Bob says, I have no idea how streaming numbers are counted, but usually I usually find I leave my TV computer on and swap to phone if I'm cooking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look, I don't understand the numbers at all. I don't understand how the raid stuff is counted. I know the raid stuff isn't counted towards viewers. It's counted for viewers in a lot of ways, but not for totals if you're trying to make partner. Because I am expecting to have a bigger turnout on Sunday for my stream, right? There'll be some people that will watch on explosive runs. If I end up being the person that they put in the Giant Bomb chat, there'll be plenty of people watching that won't be watching the Twitch feed or directly in my chat. I understand. There's a number of reasons why it might not be more, but I expect it to be more than normal. And that only means that, I might hit that number where I can apply for partnership, but it's not consistent, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. None of it means anything, but I'm never expecting partnership because I think that's unrealistic for our strength. But a lot of people come. I'd just be happy to get a follower, says Baldridge. I totally understand that, Baldridge. I know that I am in a unique position where I have right now 46 subscribers, which is a fantastically high number. It's fucking awesome. We hit a mythical number at the beginning of the year because of good vibes and lots of gifts that expired. But 46 is rad, and I'm so grateful for it. Oh, I'm sorry you're going to miss the stream, German, but yeah, I didn't want to do it during my normal stream time. I wanted to do it outside of it, and I like the idea of kind of closing it out. I know some people are going to go past when I go. Um, there's someone going to like 3 a.m. West Coast time, or so 3 a.m. my time, midnight West Coast time. So I'm towards the end, but I thought that was kind of cool to be able to do that. So, all right, so we need some bees here. We're gonna get some bees there. Uh, and how much does Twitch pull out of that stuff? I've never looked into it. Um, I don't know, Bald. I'm not sure I get what you mean. Oh, gamer. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just have to have the bees. Sometimes the bees come out. Uh, Baldridge, I don't quite know what you mean by pull out of that stuff. I can tell you that I know how many subscribers I have currently. And I can tell you how many points I have, sub points, which mean a lot of stuff like unlocking certain things like emotes, and payment points. So points don't mean anything to anyone except for affiliate streamers, really. But it means that folks that give a tier 2 and tier 3, I get extra points. And the points mean for like unlocking emotes, unlocking VIPs. Hello, Space Cadet. Happy to have you here. It doesn't really mean anything to your bottom line. It doesn't really mean anything to my bottom line. If I was smaller than I am, it would mean like unlocking certain things and some quality of life stuff that I have access to because of the numbers that I have and the consistent numbers that I have. But at the end of the day, all of it is just like, it's all good stuff. I'm just trying to, they track like how many hours a month I stream, how many hours a week I stream over a 30-day period, how many times I stream. And that's stuff that apparently they look at when you're attempting to become partner. But would I like to make it? Sure. And numbers release the dopamine. Indeed. 100%. I like seeing the numbers go up, right? Now, it's a little more stable about when people renew, right? Usually about the middle of the month, we're coming up to the point where my numbers are going to dip. When I first started, right, I had a bunch of subscribers at the beginning. So there was a period where, like, I think it was like halfway through the month or a little before that, and it would just be a huge drop because everyone had to auto-renew their Twitch Prime coins. And it really, like, is rough. Now it's more spread out. When people renew, and it keeps it from feeling like that. And people move on, right? I am not here to say that you should, no one has to do this. A follow is great. A subscription helps keep me going. I really appreciate it. But like, I know people that are like, I got to use my Twitch coin with someone else, or I got rid of Amazon Prime, so I'm not going to have Twitch Prime, or hey, I really can't, or I'd rather give you $1 on Patreon. Yeah, of course. I don't demand any of this stuff. This is all extra wonderful, cool shit when people decide they're going to support what I do. The fact that I've only once in my career of being a streamer, I don't know why that doesn't feel right. In my time as a streamer, there's only been one time where I had to run out to buy a kit because I ran out of stuff to build. Between things that people send me, like I have a perfect grade. I've got a month. That's like a month worth of building. Well, less than that now that I stream 6 hours a week of building, but it's still a lot. It's going to be a long time of building. I have that coming up. I have this. The next thing I'm going to build. I'm going to build myself a retro power. The retro bricks, not the Nintendo. Definitely not an NES. Definitely not knockoff Legos. Raspberry Pi case that someone bought, and the Raspberry Pi they bought for me. And I'll do a video on that stuff too. But that I'm going to build next because it's nice and easy and quick to do. Because then we're locked into the perfect grade for a while. Yeah, those. Yeah, I'm excited, Durman. That just came. I don't know. That's an anonymous person. I don't know who bought that. Thank you, whoever did. Rules, and it's going to be fun to build. But yeah, I had like early on. Uh, Space Cadet throws up the emote saying that they say hella because Baldridge said hella and then questioned why Baldridge said hella. Uh, all right, so this goes like this. Okay. Got our chess piece here. All right. All right, so then we got to got more chess piece stuff here. Another B. But yeah, I've been very blessed by this channel. Uh, Y'all have been incredibly supportive over the years. And people come and go, but also if folks like Mr. Bob, that's 20 months as a subscriber, and I had oh, you know, I can just look at that. I've been doing this for a while. I didn't go that long before affiliate kicked in. Um, I'm blessed because I have years and years of doing this. Being on the internet, doing panels at PAX. Pretty early on in my streaming, I got plugged from some Giant Bomb folks, which was really nice. I think like a couple months in, Jeff just retweeted one of my tweets about streaming, and suddenly I had like a bunch more people being like, "Oh, I didn't know you do that." I still have people now that are like, "Oh, I had no idea that you do this." But yeah, I want to see. I want to see if I can figure out when I became an affiliate. I can look it up, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but it's been a while. It's been good. I can look that up at some point. At some point, I'll look it up. Uh, I literally found out about 15 minutes ago, says Gamer. Twitch recommended this stream to me, I think because I watched a lot of Jeff on here the other day. That's awesome. Well, I'm very happy to hear that I got recommended. It might also be because Will Smith did a raid yesterday, so that might have something to do with it. You might get recommended because that. Um, uh, but I'm happy you're here. Um, yeah, when I did PAX East at the end of my streaming panel, I like had a slide that promoted the stream, and it didn't go out live. The panel, like the information about like how to follow it, I said it, and people could hear, but they couldn't see the slide on the Twitch feed, and I was like, oh no! I usually get a lot of people checking shit out because of that. So I'm glad that folks are finding it. Um, you know, primarily we are a build stream. I do other streams like the singing I'm going to do on Sunday. So I have been known to do a few streams that are not build related, although we primarily are a Gunpla and Lego build channel. Yeah, I'm excited to build that retro Pi. It's a weird looking thing because it's an NES, and I talk about this video. The video is going to be out tomorrow to everybody on my YouTube. I'll talk about it then, but it's a weird thing because like it's not perfect. It's not the right size, and also when you slide in the retro the Pi, the Raspberry Pi, it slides into the cartridge slot, and then where the controller should be if it was a real NES that's where you have to lift the lid to plug in USB controllers, and there's mods out there I'm sure to like make it more accurate, quote unquote, but it's also fine, and who cares? It's still going to be like I'm still like okay, I'm fine with it. It's still like a cool little thing. It's a cool case. It's way cooler than just having like some plastic thing. Durman asks, Gamer says, don't think I'm following Will, but happy to be here. I'm always enjoyed your 404 panels. Thank you very much, Gamer. 404 will return someday. It is on hiatus right now due to the fact that League of Heels has to have my full attention, and the fact that we now have a table means that I can't really do a panel that I can't do it good. But someday I'll do 404 again because I love it, and it's what brought me to the table. Durman asks, hey, Pat, did you see the upcoming Darth Vader bust Lego set? I did not see that. Feel free to send me a link in the Discord or on Twitter. I haven't said this out loud in a while, guys. I have the Discord, which is fun. Please join that. I'll put the link to it in the break in about half an hour. But also, you can always tweet at me if you're doing any model kit building or working on anything. I like hearing from y'all. So if you're doing any projects, you can always tweet at me. But yeah, I did not see that Darth Vader bust Lego set, and that sounds pretty good. So I wouldn't mind taking a look-see. But yeah, I still have people, much like you, Gamer, that don't know that I do this, and you know, that's fine. I get it. Okay, the last was a G, because there's a lot going on out there, and some people don't, follow everyone. It's on Discord now. Thank you very much, Dirtman. I'll check that out tonight. I appreciate it. That's the end of this sheet. Throw it over into the side of my bedroom. All right, so now we're going to work on the skirt. This one isn't bad because it's just like really the front part, because the back is pretty stable. But these are my least favorite parts of all Gundams because they just fall apart. This one looks okay. Hopefully it'll be pretty secure. But these flaps, it doesn't have side ones to fall off really. I mean, it does, but like hopefully it won't. Yeah, it's always frustrating when they just like pop off as you're trying to pose them. Always a frustrating thing with model kits, especially this era. This is for those that haven't been watching, this is the 2002 kit, which is why there are screws and why there's some age to it, and also why we built the arms and legs first instead of like the head or chest, which just felt weird. It's just a weird feeling to build a kit like that. All right, so then we need D here. D9 and 10, great. I'm going to drink a little water in a second after I attach these parts here. It's a good reminder to y'all, drink your water, get it going. I did some singing tonight just to practice a couple songs I haven't practiced in a while. Test my setup. I think my setup looks pretty cool. I got a custom backdrop for everyone doing the community endurance run that Gino made that I think looks pretty snazzy. My setup will look a little different than my normal setup, which is just what I kind of figured out as I'm going. Like all of this is trial and error. If you look at my earliest videos, I was doing it, on location, and so I would do, my road setup is just like all of this in one corner, me off on a side corner, information below, which still works, but having the green screen and being able to do like picture in picture here, I always think looks cooler. I don't know. I try anyway. Okay, so let's see here. This has got to go. Oh, okay. That, and then that goes. Yeah, all right, I got it. If having a green screen is an option, then you should go for it. Looks pro. Yeah, I like the look of it. I think it's fun. I think it looks kind of nicer than just like me in the corner for video game streams. But as I said earlier, it's so much easier to not have to set up these lights and have the curtain behind me and fiddle with settings. And in the afternoon, things look bad because I get some natural light in here, which really screws up the screen. But on Thursdays, I record the next week's Back background and characters. You should check out my YouTube for yesterday's background and characters. It is one of my favorites. I saw that photo and immediately, sometimes I like see a photo, I go, oh, this looks cool. What would I do if I did a character based on this? And I have to like think about it for a while. And yesterday's the one I put up, I saw that photo and immediately went, I know exactly what I would do in this bit, and download it. It was like really easy. So I usually record them like on Thursday or Saturday sometimes for the next Wednesday. And then when it's wrestling season, you see League of Heels wrestling season, I will do my videos on Thursday as well. Thursday's a good day to like knock out some green screen stuff. And then also I did a video that, like I said, it will be out tomorrow, looking at the brick, my Build with Baer mailbag video. And when I can do it with this setup, it's always nicer than just me holding my camera. I appreciate that I can do it on my camera. That's helpful for me because it means I can get it done faster. But I always think it looks better to do it with my setup, the proper setup. All right, then we need A. Haha, you get it. I'm having a good time with Hearthstone. We did it yesterday. We did the stream yesterday. Showed off the 2 decks I'm playing. There are a couple other decks that I'm looking at that look fun. I don't think Bomb Warrior is fun. I think Bomb Warrior could be good and could be effective. I also don't think that Silence Priest is fun. I think Silence Priest sucks, and I don't like playing it. I have just conceded to Silence Priest. I played a bit today, and my big takeaway is that Thief Rogue does not want to play against Thief Rogue. And I've stuck it out, and I've had people just being like, oh, I don't want to do this, and quit. Because it's harder. Because you're down to only a couple cards that can do what you want to do. But I'm having fun with it. Yeah, it's a new expansion. Looking forward to trying out some stuff. I have still not played any. I've only done maybe 20, 25 games, but I haven't played anyone doing Murloc Shaman, and I thought for sure that that would be like the first deck a lot of people made, and it's not. It might not be good, but I think there's just too many good, weird Shaman decks out there, Shaman Murloc cards that I think are good, that I'm surprised people are not trying out. Yeah. Little water. I forgot. I mentioned it and didn't do it, so hold on. Oh, apparently I needed it. Gotta make sure that my voice is good for Sunday. Try not to use it too much tomorrow or Saturday, except when I'm streaming. Because I will be streaming Saturday at my usual time of 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern, just like tonight, 9 to 11 Eastern. All right, so we're working on the chest right now, and I need to get A25 and the lower ones at A27 on the top ones. Okay. We'll do it. These are tiny little things here. These are the ones that will pop off probably, or will stay on forever and never even fluctuate. It all depends. But I bet they fall off a lot. We'll see. But they're very tiny. You can kind of see it there. I should sip water. Drinks all of the water. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful on Sunday because I'm doing 3 hours, which is the longest I've ever done. Twitch things I normally only do for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm going to try to really have a lot of water present. And, if I got to take a time out, I'll take a time out. But I've got Belmont is now following. All hail the glory of German Ninjutsu. Indeed. Belmont, you know what's up. We are working on the Gundam Spiegel here. This is a 2002 kit, and it is very old school. But yes, Schwarzbruder, the master of German Jiu-Jitsu. I would say it is one of the Gundams with, if not the least amount of weapons. Like, does it have Vulcans like on its head? I don't even think it does. Yeah, I don't even think it has Vulcan submachine guns. I think it just has 2 wrist blades. That's that's impressive. It's like it's all it needs, right? Mr. Bob says that pilot name is the most wrestling name. Indeed, they really need to do. Belmont says yes. New HGSC line for G Gundam. Yes. So this is the last master grade that we haven't built yet. We've done the Shining and God or Burning, and we've done the Master Gundam. Master Gundam for G Gundam is such a beautiful kit. I love the colors. I love the design. I love the head of it. Even the colors of the beam weaponry is so nice. But yeah, the other kits are high grade kits, and I would love to see a few of them in master grade form or in new high grades. It's just that, imagine MC God Gundam using mixed origin. Oh, in the 7A frame. Yeah. No, I think I would love to see a new version of those. I mean, I think the classics are so, like, we've talked about it a lot, right? The screws are an interesting step. I think they don't serve, they're not great. And I think these kits are very sturdy, which is nice, but they get their sturdiness at the cost of being somewhat annoying to build. And while the Spiegel is awesome, I'm actually really surprised the Spiegel got the master grade treatment. I think it's because it feels kind of boxy and basic that it got that. But I'm actually really surprised because, they only did so many kits for G Gundam in that form. And they did almost everything in master grade form for the wing, right after. Half the story mobile suits are based on G Gundam. Oh yes, for the time the screws did their job well. Yeah, I would agree with you. Build fighters, yes. Mr. Bob mentioned build fighters, and I would agree with you. I think that you could see some of those making the high grade cut or real grade maybe. Who knows? Okay, so what do we got to do here? This is how it goes in, and then it goes. Okay, I got it now. I get jokes. It's got to go in like this, and then it goes in. That is cool looking. It's cool. It is a cool looking kit. All right. Pop that in. All right, we'll do it like that. There we go. Okay, and now we got to build the back of the skirt, which we will do with. It's all A pieces. Great, nice and easy. Belmont says, I actually have a G Gundam resin kit to do in my backlog. It's not a suit that was shown in the show. I have the 1/4/4 scale of the Shuttle Heart Gundam, Master Asia's Shuttle Alliance suit. Ooh. Okay, yeah. That's awesome. The Master... I always said this. I mean, obviously, we all knew. But the Master Gundam looks evil, right? Like, it shows up, and you're like, why does Master Asia pilot this evil-looking mech? I mean, it's like, I know it represents his country or whatever, and not necessarily him, but like, hey, that thing looks evil. That thing looks like, if not the final boss, then like the second to the last boss. Wing may have started me with Gundam, but G Gundam is my favorite of all time. Next was the 8th MS Team. Quality show. Wing is probably still my favorite. I mean, it was my first. It got me interested, and then I did really like G. I mean, there's only maybe because there's only so many Gundams in it, or because no one liked it. But I do have a soft spot in my heart for X. I think the X and the double X are just a really nice design. It's a real throwback. Also, giant backpack. The big shuttle ship thing, the red pack thing for the X and double X. Interesting discussion of new types, which really weren't discussed too much in the other alternate universe shows. But yeah, everyone collectively was just like, no thanks to X in Japan anyway, which is a shame. I think it just was poor timing. I think X should not have come out after Wing, so soon after Wing. People were just like, this is not what I want. We got an annoying, try-hard kid. We don't want that. We want our kids to be like badass and stunted and have deep emotional problems, but not be like a try-hard typical kid. They just were not ready for it after Wing. Yeah. Oh, I think character development is one of the, if not the weakest part of Wing. In attempting to do, because they weren't trying to do shonen with it, but they were trying to do like more school stuff and make it like, not focused so much on the battles. The battles were there, but they tried to, make it about these 5 pretty boys, and they didn't do a great job of that. And then the battles turned out to be great. And I think it was the right time. People were in Japan, and then also especially in America, people were like, all right. That's why Japan loves Seed and Destiny. Yes. Yeah, we talked about that the other day. How like it's just like it's definitely a American or Western opinion on those series. I mean I watched Seed. I was watching it. I think fan subbed at the time. I'm sure, but I remember not hating it. It wasn't the thing that I really wanted. All right, so a decision has to be made. We have 2 crowns here. I like calling them crowns. One is kind of rubberized and is a duller gold, and one is the kind of the regular plastic, and they're pretty identical, but just a little differences. I want to take a look to see what the gold looks like. I think we're going to go with A instead of H, not the rubberized one, because I think it matches the other gold better. But I do like that they give you the option. This feels like a flimsier piece. It's like a rubberized piece. I don't know. We'll put it aside. Maybe I got to put it in there. It'll never break. Well, the nice thing, Belmont, is that it's going back in its box into storage, because I have so many kits that I can't display everything. So we'll go with the plastic, I think, because I think it'll just look sharper. But that is a fair point. The rubber will last. The wing opening is just so great. Yes, I mean, so I was thinking about the opening. I was thinking about just communication, and I went and looked up on YouTube and found a concert footage, like from 10 years ago, of them performing live. And when the synth starts, the entire audience lets out this fucking roar of acknowledgement. And it's this thing like, yeah, of course you're going to hear Just Communication. Of course they're going to play Just Communication. It would be nonsense if they didn't play Just Communication. But you don't logically go, oh yeah, that makes sense. You just go, I'm going to see this live. And it's great. I mean, live concert footage is always never the same as being there, right? but you do get that wave of the audience that's just like, they're just like, yes, this moment is for me. Um, yeah, oh, they totally do. It's so nice. Um, there's a cover band. There's like a metal cover band that like does anime songs really fast, and they did a recent Saint Seiya song as the first like original, and doing that lets them do like they're already doing anime conventions, but now they can do big shows because they're part of the system, and like that is so fun because they have people who like are never gonna hear. You're never you go to a festival, but you're never gonna hear like the composer of Head Shala do it for you. You might, but more likely you're not. But this band's about to do it, and like it's so that's so fucking fun. I love that shit so much. Um, uh, when you saw Granddaddy show up in Ready Player One, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I mean that totally makes sense. I've told this story I think on Twitter. I don't know if I've told it here, but I was at Otakon, which is the an East Coast convention. It's in Baltimore. This was in the mid to late 90s, and I was in the karaoke room, and they had English karaoke of anime songs and Japanese karaoke, and they had some stuff that was just backing tracks and some that were just the actual tracks, and you had to, you could just request it and do your own stuff. And it was really fun. And there was a bunch of people sitting there, and like someone does Head Shala, and the Pokemon rap happened, and a young lady dressed as Yugi, Yami Yugi, did the Yu-Gi-Oh theme, and it was like great, and everyone's having a good time. And then this dude says, "Hey, I know this might not be the right time for it, but this is my favorite song from Cowboy Bebop." And then this dude sings the most beautiful, and I'm getting choked up about it. He sings Rain, and it's unbelievable. He has such a beautiful voice, and it's fucking Saturday. We all been there for a day or 2 days, and everyone's exhausted, and we've been having fun, and this dude just belts Rain, and it's gorgeous. And then the DJ, the host of it, is just like, there's like a beat, and then he just goes, "Hey, let's sing Head Shala again." And then we all fucking sang the Dragon Ball theme again. And it, like, because people needed a fucking break. It gets me every time I think about it. It's one of the coolest things that ever happened at a convention I've ever been to. It was one of those moments where you're like, oh, I'm so glad I'm here for this. Uh, uh, no, this is Rain from Cowboy Bebop. It is a beautiful song. You should look it up. It's the OST. There is a female vocals version, and a male vocal, and it's just a beautiful song. It is inappropriate for an anime convention karaoke room. It is an inappropriate, beautiful song, but it just, it's in my top like 5. That's awesome, Belmont. I love that you got to do that. Urban Buddha says, "I've been lucky to see Mio sing at an old convention called Anime East." Yes. Oh, you've seen Yoko Kanno. That's fucking rad. That's rad as hell, Urban Buddha. I saw Video Games Live, and they did the Civilizations, the Civ 4 theme, and it fucking brought me to tears. It was so fucking good, and exactly what I needed at that moment. And it was one of those things where you're like, oh, I didn't know I needed this. I 100% did. Oh, so good. Yoko Kanno is unbelievable. That's so cool, Urban Buddha. My favorite musical moment happened at early PAX East. This was like maybe the second PAX East, so the first one at the BCEC. Um, and I'm walking around and I'm checking things out. I'm not there to do anything. I'm just there to hang out. This is before I start doing panels, so I'm just kind of like checking stuff out and see what's going on. And I didn't know that there was a room. I didn't know there was a band room where like smaller acts can play and there's like free jam time. And then some of the the folks doing the concert would have like secret sets. They'd play like stripped down stuff and kind of promote their concerts or whatever. So I'm just walking by the jam space and the door opens and I hear Total Eclipse of the Heart playing. And I'm like, what is this dude? This dude is singing Total Eclipse of the Heart. What is this? And I walk in, and it's the Proto Men, who I had never heard of. I don't know how the Proto Men escaped me. I'm pretty good at knowing shit that I would love. Had no idea who they were. Had never heard of them. And I just walk in to them in full makeup, playing Total Eclipse, covering Total Eclipse of the Heart, and just rocking out. And it was like fucking floored. And I was like, what am I watching? It was the best surprise, like probably still my favorite PAX moment of all time. But just an incredible moment that I literally could not believe was happening. It was such a great time. Because, yeah, I'd never heard of them. I had no idea who they were. I bought their shirt. Like, I went to Bandland to buy their shirt because I had not seen them in their concert. And then I found out that they started in the same town as my friend Brett, and he knew all the original members. And then some people had left, and then because the world is small, from Denton, Texas, like 2 guys joined the band, and those 2 dudes, another friend of mine knew those guys. So he was like, "Wait, why do you know the Proto Men?" And it's because the world is small and weird. Mr. Brown says, PAX is really good for walking into something and having your mind blown. Yeah, I always think about the people that are like, going to console, like the classic console and classic arcade, and then just wandering into the Steel Battalion room and being like, what am I looking at? Like a bunch of networked Xboxes and giant controllers and a dude talking into a PA system. And just like running people through commands. Oh, that's always so fun. I'm always happy when I find the Steel Battalion set up. It's not PAX without it. PAX Unplugged doesn't feel like a real PAX because they don't have Steel Battalion. It makes sense why they don't, but they don't. Alright, so we're applying a sticker here. We got a couple more stickers to apply. This was the most important one, is the eyes. Gotta have the eyes done. Hello, Lord Crashington. Happy to have you here. Let's RP Steel Battalion. Yeah, I mean, I've seen people in jumpsuits for it. It's definitely a fucking incredible experience. I knew about Steel Battalion. I had seen it in a mall. There was a place that had a bunch of stuff, including like, I think they only had like 4, I think, set up, but they used to do it at this place in the mall, and so I'm familiar with it. But to see like it at PAX is always a treat. I never got into Proto Men until I finally just pirated their stuff and listened to the album front to back instead of just randomly songs. Yeah, Lastbrook. I'm sorry they're not hitting Austin. Yeah, they're a great band. I mean, they're just really fun live. It's just a good experience. A lot of those bands are it's part of it is being with people, right? It's fun to hear it, but seeing it live. One of the groups that does Metalvania, the metal band that does Castlevania tunes. I saw them. And their lead singer goes, or they're not lead singer, their lead guitar, I should say, goes, all right, we're to play a new song. And then you just hear someone yell, because you hear woos, and then someone, perfect timing, just goes, is it from Castlevania? It was just the fucking, not mean-spirited, just such a perfect wonderful moment to just yell out. It was from Castlevania, and it was good. Oh yeah, that's right. How is there not a Steel Battalion game in VR? Because Steel Battalion Connect happened. Yes, Steel Battalion. They fucked up Steel Battalion. I could see a VR mech game taking off. I could definitely see that happening. I don't think it would. I don't think it will be Steel Battalion, but I could see it. I see people being real into that shit. It's tough though because you want to be able to press buttons and you can't press buttons. Last Brick says 1 year they did PAX South, so I went to the show in Austin and PAX and a show in San Antonio in less than a week. Hell yeah. Put that Gundam Battle Pod game in VR. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there have been VR mech games, gamer. You're not wrong. Harold is rating. Hello, Harold. Wonderfoot Robot Golf was a good silly mech golf game. Yeah, I think the golf part wasn't my favorite, but the mech part and the McElroy part of Robot Golf were both really good. Yeah, it's not my favorite mech game, but I didn't hate that game. Harold, thank you for the raid. Always appreciated. Always appreciate the support. Okay, so we are working on our head here. It's a good solid head, and then last of the stickers. Only 3 stickers on this kit, and we will attach everything and then put that on because I don't want to do it now. Let's put that there. Let's put this on. Gamer says one of Harold's patrons. Hell yeah. Harold's here. Can't stay, just finished podcast, just saying hi. Well, Harold, I appreciate you being here. Always nice to have you. Always appreciate the support. I know that, you've got stuff going on tomorrow, so you gotta bounce. I'm gonna why won't this connect? Why won't this go where I want it to? There it is. Got it. Really does look like a helmet. It really feels like instead of just like armor, it feels like it's wearing a hat. I guess I should just say that. It does feel like it's wearing a hat. All right, then we'll put the last sticker on here. Not too many stickers with this kit, which is great because y'all know me and stickers. We don't get along too well. Struggling with my GOG kit. Old kit part lining up issues. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you didn't break anything either, Mr. Bob. I'm so scared about doing this Zaku 2. Char Zaku 2. I'm so scared of it. It's a 1999 kit. It's one of the oldest kits I've ever built. I mean, it's a perfect grade. Replacement parts are not going to be cheap. I'm so nervous about it. I mean, that's it. We're a little ways off from building it. We're still obviously assembling this kit, which we should finish tonight, and we're going to start the Lego thing, the fake Lego brick thing, because that's nice and easy, and it's a good change of pace. We've done a bunch of kits in a row. It's nice to do some Lego now and again. But yeah, I am a little nervous about it. Speaking of that, we finished the head here. So we'll start assembly in a minute, because all we have left is, because this kit does not have a backpack, so all we have left to do is assemble the side pieces, and, well, it has a core lander. The backpack is the core lander, so we got to do the core lander. But let's take a momentary break and say hi. Thank you so much for joining me here at Build with Bear Workshop. If you are not currently a follower, consider giving me a follow. Become a subscriber if you'd like. I'm going to put some links in the chat here. First and foremost, I'm going to throw this up here, bit.ly/PatBearSings. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Robot Crank. That fucking sucks. But yeah, I have some links I'm going to throw up in the chat of ways that you can support the stream. If you have your Twitch Prime coin, you can become a subscriber, and it's free for you, and I get the same amount of money if you did that, or if you were just doing paid money. You can also pay money. Throw the Bear Cave emote in there if you're currently a subscriber. Let the people know how cool that is, because it is cool. Throw the Bear Cave emote in there if you were a subscriber. We really appreciate that very much. New emote coming very soon. Folks are going to have a new emote. It's pending. It's for approval, but we'll have a new Tier 1 emote, and that'll be cool. I also have a Patreon. As little as $1 a month, you get a Q&A that no one else gets who's not a Patreon subscriber. $5 a month, you get videos early. $10 a month, you get to vote on kits. I haven't had a vote yet in April. I got to get to that. That'll be soon. I might do a what should I buy next vote for my $10 subscribers and let them vote on something for that. Speaking of my wish list, here's my wish list right now. I'm going to put that in there. A wide variety of things. This was bought off a wish list. Thank you, Ultron. We also got Brown Lantern bought the perfect grade I'm about to build soon. An anonymous person bought the my Raspberry Pi and the fake Lego case for that. There's a bunch of stuff on there that you could purchase, and it would be very beneficial to me because I could build it on stream. And those always jump the line. And then I got a couple of stuff like, I don't know, I got like a Xbox One wired controller because it'd be nice to have a backup. A Elgato Stream Deck because that would be nice to have. That's not something I need. I just put that in there, and and then I have a coffee. I'll put that in there, and then anything I make through coffee, through YouTube revenue, through Patreon, through Twitch, all that money goes into buying kits and equipment. It all goes back into it plus extra, not plus ultra, plus extra. I have my community Discord. You can join that. People promote themselves. They post videos of things they're working on. Mrs. Ricky Cook is now following. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's Discord. Yeah, anyone can join the Discord. It's nice. I post videos and stuff that I put up on YouTube. People link to their own stuff. They put build photos. I always take photos of the kits I'm working on, so you can follow that. And then also, this Sunday, the bit.ly/PatBearSings will direct you to my fundraising page for Pencils of Promise. This Sunday, April 14th, 9 p.m. till 12 a.m. Eastern Time. That's the big thing I'm doing. I will be streaming here on this channel. It'll be also on Explosive Runs. It might be in the Giant Bomb chat. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We're finding out. Some of them will be. I don't know all of them. But please come and check that out. It would mean a lot to me. Thanks to everybody that's giving me a follow tonight. That's really helpful. I appreciate that. Tell your friends if they like model kit building, if they like chat that is nice. I can count on my hand the number of people we've had to ban here, the number of people that we wish weren't here. Everyone is great. The Explosive Run theme is fantastic, Lord Crashington. You're totally right. This community is awesome. Y'all not just being supportive, like folks that can't give $5 a month, but just chat. It's so nice. Because as you know, I'm just building and talking here, right? So having y'all in chat, sometimes chat is quiet, and I understand that, and it's fine. But when chat is up and at 'em and ready to talk and ready to say what's going on, it's so nice to have. It's so helpful, and I appreciate it so much. Y'all have been so good to me, and I really do appreciate it. And we're getting back into building. Because we got to build the core lander. We've completed all the components of our kit with the exception of building our core lander, which is such a fun thing in this show. The concept, I love it so much. I got a Gundam and I just pilot a thing that connects to the Gundam, and then I can do my thing. Alright, so then B5. But yeah, I'm really excited for Sunday. I've been practicing some songs today. I did that. I think I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be a good stream. Hopefully people will tune out. And if look, $278 is, I'm so happy about that. Would I like to see it go higher? Yes. Are there incentives for people to give more money because you could win something if you're a Giant Bomb community member and you put that in there? Yeah, I mean, there's good reason to do it. There's some cool gifts. But for the most part, I just always want to be able to help and give back. And the fact that I'm able to give back in this way makes me very happy. And I think it'll be fun. So hopefully people will be able to check it out. I was briefly on the Aftermath, Giant Bomb Aftermath, talking about it, and that was good to chat with the boys and kind of talk about what's going on with it and promote it in general. There's going to be a lot of people. It's not just me. People are streaming all weekend. Explosive Runs should have the schedule there. And there's also a thread in the Giant Bomb forums for people that want to check that out too. And you should, because it's going to be good. You'll have fun with it. Alright, so with that there, this thing keeps popping out, which is fine. Then we've got our cockpit there and our tiny pilot, tiny Schwartz Brooder. And that goes like that. Oh, a little excess here. But yeah. Alright, so that's done. And then gotta keep working on our core lander. We got a lot of rubber pieces for the core lander. It makes sense. It's got a lot of things that's got to connect to it. But that's. I mean, we're close to being done. Got a few pieces here and there, but we're almost done with this kit. Durman, the Giant Bomb Aftermath. That is the after show for Giant Bomb. That is Ben, Pack, and Jeff Gerstmann's podcast after the Giant Bomb, which involves people calling in on Discord and them taking questions from chat. It's often just referred to as the after show. Oh, the newest one. Yes, Durman. I'm briefly on the one that came out on came out on Wednesday, but was recorded on Tuesday. Yeah. After the podcast, I called in just to plug the endurance run, community endurance run, and promote that. We talked a little wrestling, and then we talked about what was going on. So yeah, my audio cut out for a little bit, but most of the conversation went through. And it was nice to be able to tell people about it that might not have heard about it because they didn't mention it on the Bombcast. And hopefully, Pat had a 2-part call due to audio issues. Yeah, I stayed on the line. The after show. Well, they didn't have a name. Yes, gamer. They didn't have. Also, Aftermath isn't the best name. So I think people just call it the after show, which is generally what people call that style of programming. All right, so little exhaust fans going on here. There's nothing really particular to say about this kit, but I'm excited to work on it. But yeah, it was nice to chat with folks, especially because Ben couldn't come out to PAX, so I hadn't seen him, so it was nice to say hi. What's going on here? What's up with that? Oh, someone made a donation. I will take a look at that in a moment. Got an email that Charles Brock made a donation. That's so nice. Is that enough to push me over? Nope. Close though. I'm now at $299 raised, so I'm $1 away from having to sing One Direction's "What Makes You Beautiful." And basically, it's like as soon as I hit that goal, I'll sing the song as the next available moment. So the first two songs I'm singing are Boyz II Men's "I'll Make Love to You," followed by Papa Roach's "Last Resort," and then the third one I would sing, and then I'll go into the songs that I have the list of songs I have prepped to do. But that's very fun. Uh, that's very funny. Thank you, Charles, for that donation. That rules. Uh, but I'm definitely gonna get there. It's not a worry. I'm not worried about it. Uh, okay, so let's put this on here. Uh, Tested had a podcast called Still Untitled because they could never come up with a decent name for it. And after a while, that's just the name of it, right? That's how it goes. That's the thing. You need to name it because temporary names become permanent names. Temporary names never stay temporary. You have to name it. Or that just becomes the name of it. Like Still Untitled becomes Still Untitled. Were they going to title it after a year? 2 years? No. It's done. You had your chance, and now it's over. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yes, Durman, the arrow pointing down podcast. That one is bad on purpose. That's a bad name on purpose. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's the name now, but the first several episodes kept mentioning they need a better name. Indeed, Lord Crushing. Mafi, hello, welcome. Welcome to the stream. We are getting very close to finishing up this model kit here. Doing a little building there. Yeah, I mean, that's just the thing. I have announced the HGAC After Colony from Gundam Wing. Okay. Untitled Goose Game is a good bad name for a thing as well. Yes, that is a great bad name. Maybe Tunic, which is a quality name, could have gone with that Fox game, which is what they were called when it was just an animated GIF that people were like, wait, what are you working on? Oh, it's that Fox game. I don't think that Fox game is a good name for Tunic. I think Tunic is a good name. There was also another name that they said they announced, which I can't remember, but I remember they announced it and it was bad. It was very bad. All Systems Goku is a top tier name. It's incredible. Where I used to work, I listened to the podcast pretty much all day. At one point, I went all the way back and listened to the first couple years of Bombcast. That is fun. Tunic seems too earnest to do a goofy name gag. I understand what you mean, gamer, and I think that is true. That it is too earnest of a story. It's not goofy. Like, it is not. Untitled Goose Game works for that game very much so. It should not have a gag name, and I agree with you. I think that it would be weird if it did. All right, so 6 and 7. All right, so we'll put this on here. Power Bombcast. That is a good name. Yes, I mean that name kind of writes itself. I mean, sometimes I just come up with a name of a thing like this. This show exists. One, because I wanted to do a model kit building show. I've been wanting to stream, and it felt like this was the proper thing for it. But mainly, this show exists because, or this stream exists because, in the shower, I thought of the Build with Baer workshop. And I was like, okay, that has to be a thing. Now, what would that be? And I was like, oh, yeah, the build stream idea that I've been wanting to do. $1 Million Abbey. That's a good name. All right. So what we got to do here is we have the side parts of the skirt to build. I'm gonna do that, and then we just have to do assembly, and we're done with this kit, and we can move on to doing some fake ass Lego. We got some fake ass Lego to do. Over there, I'm just throwing these across the room. Yeah, we'll show off the retro bricks. They make a SNES one too, but I decided to go with the NES. That felt appropriate because most of the games I'm going to play, I'm going to put Retro Pie on it, and most of the games I'm going to play are going to be probably NES games. I don't know though. We'll find out. I've also been thinking, fake ass Lego, indeed. I've also been thinking that it might be, if it works, wouldn't it be great if I could run that for League of Heels and run like games, like emulated games on it, just for that. I think that would be kind of awesome, and then I wouldn't have to use my laptop for gaming stuff or an N64. I mean, not all of it would work on it. It would have to be really old games, but I thought that would be kind of fun to do. My RetroPie has a love-hate relationship with the Wii U Pro controller I want to use with it. That's a bummer. Yeah, I haven't, like, one thing I didn't have was I thought I had a big micro SD card. I don't have one. I have a 2 gig, which is not enough gigs. So I bought another one. I'm getting it tomorrow. So I have not put RetroPie on it yet. So I haven't done anything and paired anything with it, but yep, N64 still doing its thing. I mean, it's fine for us at East because we have a tech crew with Ethan and Adam, and they have Ethan has a Framemeister, so that's incredibly helpful to have the Framemeister. But it doesn't really help other places, which is why I try not to use the N64 at other locations, because it is kind of a pain in the ass to be like, hey, we need no, not an HDMI. Here's what we need from you. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. Oh yeah, no, it's component. Here you go. People are generally not thrilled with us. Even if we tell them at a time, they are not ready or happy with us. They have to split audio out. It's a whole thing. Ultron says, have you ever played Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle on NES? Yes. That's also a game I think I rented. I don't think I ever played that. I don't think I ever owned that game. But that is a rental game. Yes. I loved all the Looney Tunes and Disney games on the NES. All of them were top tier games. But I remember that one. Yeah. Alright, so let's put the head on Gundam Spiegel. Let's put on, so I guess it, okay, that makes sense. So I should bend this down some and approach it from the side. There we go. Yeah. Oops. Okay. And then the core lander. So here's the core lander. Core lander's just doing its thing with its pilot going around, and then this pops up, and these pop back, and then it becomes the backpack, and just goes into the hole, just the hole in the back. Like, can you? I don't even know if you can see that, but you can see it here. There's just a hole in the back of the kit. There you go. You think there would be a covering for when the core lander is not connected, but nope. And then the core lander just slides into the back. And there you go. That's our kit. The plot hole. An aftermarket N64 like them. Yeah, so Lord Crash, there's obviously aftermarket N64s, and there are ones that will mod you and give you an HDMI out that are just normal N64s. they're just right now. That's like not a priority for us as far as money we want to spend. But it would be kind of nice to have one of those. That is kind of the dream, is to get one. Um, all right, so that's the Gundam Spiegel. It's a fun looking kit, and then it's got the arm things here. There. A little easier sometimes to just get in there. These fold down. And you could just do that. I like having the blades out. I think the blades add a lot to it. This is a very sturdy kit, very stable, which is what you get when you deal with screws and this style of kit. But this era is some very stable model kits. Nothing feels loose about any part of this. Maybe the arms are, like, the shoulder parts are a little loose because of how close it is, but. And then rubber on the bottom of the feet is so nice. Yeah. So there's our kit. Rubber hands is always weird. No, Rhythm Bastard. First of all, hi Rhythm Bastard. Happy to have you here. It's just the eras, production models. This is a 2002 kit. So they were trying new things as they went from the 90s into the 2000s into the modern kits. Like a 2016 kit you buy is pretty stable. Unless it's a weird big kit. There's always outliers, but this era of kit is pretty, all of them, I would say all of the master grades from G Gundam are very stable. But yeah, sometimes you find them like a failure point here is the rubber hand pieces. This is probably not a great idea when they designed it, but whatever. Yeah, so there's rubber parts on this kit. It's weird. All the hands, there's multiple hands for this kit. All the hands are made out of rubber, and then the bottoms of the feet are rubber, and it's a weird thing. But yeah, we got a bunch of different hands here, different poses. One of the top rules in G Gundam is not to mess with the pilot hole. Indeed, the plot hole. Pilot hole or plot hole, neither are great. Yeah, I'd say the hands are the weak point in this kit. But other than that, this is a fun. It's a fun build from the era, and I think it's a sharp looking kit. Master of the German Ninjutsu, the Gundam Spiegel from Neo, Germany, is the kit that is done. I will be taking a photo of that after the stream to put on Twitter and also the Discord, my Discord. You got about half an hour left of the stream, so we will get started with the Retro Pie, and we will finish that up on Saturday. So we'll switch over to it's Retro Pie time, y'all. Time to build us this is the Retro Bricks from Retro Power, a brick case for the Raspberry Pi 2 and 3. We have a 3 Model B, and it slides in. You can see it slides in here. It's weird. It's not great. It isn't great. It's fine, but and I said this, and I mean it. These pieces, they don't feel right. They're not Lego. And of course, there are a couple stickers, the Retro Power stickers. Those will be the 2 stickers we have to apply. I wonder even if the brick separator, like the brick separator should still work. I have to get one, but the nice thing is that I can null all this, which we're probably just going to null, right? We might build a little bit. We might build like the base and add some lines here. But for the most part, we're just going to null stuff, and then I'll have it ready on Saturday and we can knock it out. Because there's not that many colors. It's mostly dark gray and light gray. This does feel like you can tell the difference between dark gray and light gray, though, which is very nice, because I have that problem in some Lego sets. And there's like a couple little mini pieces that are a little different. That's way more parts. Yeah, it's 300 something. A little screen and power source. Yes, being able to put a monitor on it would be pretty cool, like a flip-up monitor. The main thing is that when you see it, the scale is wrong. The scale's always going to be wrong because it has to be a housing for it. So basically, we're just going to be separating pieces into there by color. So we're going to know all the bags because they didn't set it up by like open bag 1. None of these bags are they're numbered, but they don't correspond to anything that you're doing. They're not at that stage yet. But I saw a build of this. The Lazy Game Reviews, a person did it. They copied a lot of Lego parts. Indeed, Durman. It's just a These are just all forgeries. Built into an arcade cabinet. That's what I'm going to do in a year or two. Yeah, hell yeah. I've been thinking about getting a Raspberry Pi, but I have too many game devices. Indeed, Lord Crashington. This was always something that I was like, oh, I'd like to do that. But the idea that I could take this on the road, one, it will look cool on the League of Heels table. And my thought is that I will put it on the table and put the, one, I'm going to see what playing video on this looks like. I don't have high expectations of it, but if I can run the videos that I play instead of the DVD player that I bring with me to PAX, if I can bring this to PAX, but at the very least, I think it'd be really fun to plug in the little monitor I have, because I have a little display monitor. I think that would be really fun to just have that and like have it with me and just be like, oh yeah, I got my Pi with me, and just break out this contraption. I think that's just like a fun. To me, it just feels like a fun idea. Break laws with Baer. Indeed. Look, all the ROMs I'm going to play on this I have all the games for it, just playing it a different way. Now, of course, the very nature of this case is, retro, stylized bricks. None of this is great. Hey, I can buy this on Amazon, so that's not saying anything. This is still inappropriate, but you can buy these on Amazon. And they have a version that comes with controllers, but I didn't go for that because I have enough controllers. Santini says, I'm watching the stream on my Pi right now. That's awesome. Yeah, so I have the Raspberry Pi 3 model Model B. Not the B+, but the B. And I think it's going to do... The idea that if I can run some video on it, which I think I'll be able to. I mean, I haven't played around. But the idea that I could just bring that with me, I think will just like, it's another eye catch, right? The same thing. The video is the eye catch, doing that. So, Amazon has lots of bootleg powered stuff on there. Yep. 8-bit for retro controllers. Yes, Mr. Bob. Eventually, I will get retro controllers. That is a low priority for me because I have a wired Xbox controller, and I have a wireless with the dongle Xbox controller, and that serves me well. And I have an extension for I have a USB extender that works really well with that Xbox controller. So I have, I know I have the ability to play some games on it. So yeah, we're just knolling. We're just separating them by color. And then I will later, on my own time, before Saturday's stream, I will go in and I don't need a wireless 6-button just if I want one. Yeah, I'll go in and do it like myself. In brick-related news, at work today, they were throwing away their Unikitty display case with all the characters in it. Guess where that lives now? German, I have a pretty good guess to where that lives now. Congratulations. You don't need that, but it's cool that you have it. Alright, so here's one of the big pieces. Got some big pieces coming out of this one here. So yeah, we're just separating by color. Nice and easy. Nothing to see here. Oh, I should talk about anime. I mean, weird that I haven't already. I watched 3 shows since the last stream on Monday that I want to talk about. 2 of them are easy to talk about. Melty Chan is now in the crew for Rising of the Shield Hero. You know, the smart princess who wants to be doted on is kind of fun. They're having some fun with it. Raphaelia, our squirrel girl, is having some emotional stuff and having some being able to acknowledge some of her trauma. And so it's nice. We're getting we're getting character development from a character that has had very little character development. They basically were like, she's a scared little demi-human. Oh, with experience, she aged up. And now she's just an adult, I guess. And now she has some character development, which is cool and nice to see. So that was nice. I don't know. Not a lot to say about it. Rise of the Shield Hero, I still can't really recommend it, but it's a show. And then Black Clover. I would like this tournament to be over. We got some good character stuff. Like, hey, I'm not complaining when Charmy, one of my favorite characters on the show, gets to be cute and fun, because Charmy is the best. And then Asta got to be fun and do some cool shit. And some of the art in this episode was good. Some of the art in the past couple episodes has been very good. Black Clover is still kind of chugging along until this feels... I know this happened in the manga, but it feels a little fillery. They're introducing some new characters, and that's kind of good. But in fact, we've been introduced to like a character that straight up really dislikes Asta, the main character. And that's interesting, because most characters either just think that he's kind of lame, but then grow to love him really fast. And so it's interesting to have a character that over the course of like 3 episodes has not acknowledged him or grown to love him. And that's interesting. So yeah, that's good. And then I've got so many pieces here. Yes. Durman, I mean, look. Rising the Shield Hero has a great idea. It's just, some of it is just shitty. Some of the treatment of characters is very shitty. It has nothing to say about, nothing good, I should say, to say about the concept in a lot of RPG properties, manga, anime, games, of the ownership of slaves. Like, it just doesn't have anything to say about it. And in fact suffers from Stockholm Syndrome tropes and is messy. And not like a fun messy. It's not problematic, it's a fucking problem. But some of the world building is really interesting. The action is really well done. I understand why people are into the show. I'm kind of watching it more as a critic than a fan, because I have the ability to talk to an audience about anime. So, I'm keeping up with it. But, it's not home. It does feel like homework. What didn't feel like homework was the premiere of Season 2 of One Punch Man. I renewed my Hulu. I was going to let it lapse. I had renewed it before. I was going to let Hulu lapse. It's on Hulu, subtitled. I couldn't tell when I was watching it if it was choppy because of I hadn't let it sync up, or if the animation seemed off. I think it was just I needed to let a buffer happen. But I mean, King is an interesting character in the One Punch Man universe. It is Saitama at its most... right now, Lashbrook, as far as I can tell, it is exclusively on Hulu. I assume that there will be a dub, but I do not believe that is a simul-dub. As far as I can tell, One Punch Man right now, or maybe it's a dubbed on Netflix, I don't know. But as far as I can tell, the only way to watch the subtitle around it is on Hulu. Um, that might have changed. I might be a bit I don't think I'm misinformed on that. As far as I can tell, that is what's going on. Um, so that's interesting. Uh, it's good so far. I think, like I said, I think the first episode was cool. It was cool to see King. I think King is a really interesting character in the One Piece, or not One Piece, the One Punch Man universe, uh, as he is considered one of the top. Basically, King is a scary looking dude, if you're not familiar, that due to circumstances and then a little bit of lying on his part, people think he is like a badass. People think he's like the ultimate incredible, like undefeated, like champion, like the people think he's the man. He is not the man. He is a scared dude he looks scary and is terrified of what's happening. And that's interesting. I think that's like an interesting element um of the anime. That he's just like a character who's like, I don't want to be here. Why is this happening to me? I think that's really interesting. I'll be interested to see where they go with the show. All right, so we gotta do this. We gotta do this. Let's see. Am I doing this wrong? What's going on? What's going on here? Is that dark gray or light gray? I think that's dark gray. I think this is all dark gray. Right? Let me see. Yeah, the base of this thing is all dark gray. That's right. Okay. But yeah, we got that sense. We got a little bit of some character stuff. We're going to meet the big bad of the show very soon. The big bad has been teased, but we haven't really met him yet. And so that was good to kind of get a tease of what's going on with that. But I really liked the first season of One Punch Man. I'm excited for more of it. I am anticipating it to be a good show. Okay, so we're gonna lay this all out here. I'll have this better organized for you to watch me for Saturday, but I just wanted to get started on this kit. All right, so then we need a dark gray 4. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see if I have problems differentiating between the dark gray and the light gray on these pieces here. And then we need one of these. But yeah, this will be a fun, quick thing, and before, like a nice teaser for our perfect grade build, which will just take up a lot of time. And I didn't want to let this sit because I want to play with it and build on it. So I figured we would do this next. All right, so that goes like that. So that's done there now, and we can just start taking the 4 goes like this. So it goes like that. And now we'll just build a layer for the frame around it. More dark grays. This goes like this. Knock off Lego instructions. Indeed, Durman. The first step would never be... Yes. Yes, Aristophan, you're right. Also, hi, Aristophan. Happy to have you here. No, this is very much not... This is not right, quote-unquote. They are doing a little bit of a good job of like, hey, this piece goes there. I know that's weird, so we're telling you it goes there. Which I appreciate, but for the most part, I'm like, what goes where? What goes here? Okay. You just kind of have to figure it out. These pieces don't feel great in the hand. They feel a little off. There we go. Alright, and then I need a long one, very long one. Goes from here to there. And then, yeah. I feel like I'm gonna like have to fix some mistakes. I'll miss a step here, I'll miss a piece there, that kind of thing. I like have that feeling in my bones that there will just be steps where I screw up. But whatever, it'll be fine. Or there'll be a lot of me being like, well, that doesn't make sense. Why would I do it like that? And then I need a 6-piece. Recently, the nano block instructions, yes. At least unlike nano blocks, it says bootleg instead of a giant one-piece sheet. Yeah, Durman, that sucks. That stuff sucks. One thing I will always give credit for is the Pokemon. The Pokemon not Lego sets have very good instructions, and a lot of them are color coded of like, hey, this piece, it's highlighted here. You can see where it's supposed to go. I've always found those instructions to be actually really helpful and really nice. This is not that, but all right. And then this goes like this because our base piece now we can now get 6 for that. We can now. All right. So now all our pieces, our base is done, and all our pieces are connected. Great. So we're building this up because this is where our controllers would plug in if this was a real NES, but it's not a real NES, clearly. Alright, and now we do 28 of these pieces. It's a lot. 3 go here. So now we have to put 25 on. And really, we're just taking all of these and going across all of this. And this feels all right. Like I said, it doesn't, these pieces don't feel great, but they feel okay. All right. I've heard it's very stable. Once it's done, I've heard this actually works out pretty well as far as a case goes. You know, does it make sense instead of just having a little slim thing? Because, you know, here's what a Raspberry Pi is. Oh, there's my adapter. This is the size of a Raspberry Pi. It's just going to live here. It's like, does this make sense? No, but it's more fun. It's way more fun. I actually wonder if I've been thinking about like, okay, so could I take some of this apart and make it so the power plug is in the back and run a USB inside this thing from where the USB or the HDMI plugs out on the side, which sucks, and run a cable out to like the other side. I've been thinking of like, could I mod this? And I'm sure there are mods out there. I haven't looked to see if people have done mods, but like, I bet I could just get real, like, either Legos I have or order some Lego pieces to make different, like, to kind of mod this. I have a bunch of random Lego shit, so I could just, I don't know, I've been thinking about it. So I might do a stream where I, after it's done, like, where I show them off my mods to it. Who knows? But first of all, we got to get it built. And then we can worry about that. But honestly, really what it is I want to be wireless with it because I don't want to pull up the flap and have to put in controllers in that. So I definitely want to eventually have just wireless controllers for this thing because that'll be way cooler. All right. One more. I gotta find one more of these. There they are. But yeah, you can see this is already coming together pretty fast once we get started with it. I'll have to line this all up right. And then Okay. So we'll do this part here, which is 4 of the dark grays and 1 solitary dark gray. Alright. I know this doesn't look like a lot to you because it's just a lot of dark gray, but it is coming along pretty well. And then a 6. Prong here. And a 6 here. Yeah, so we're almost done here with the stream, but if anybody has anything they want to make sure they get chat about here, you know, I'm around, willing to chat with y'all before we finish this up. Oops, it's the wrong. There's kind of embedded ones, and then there's a slight difference. There are 2 different kinds of these. Let me see if I can show this here. Nope. There. These are different. Slightly. Glad I noticed. I think it would have been okay if I had put them in the wrong spot, but whatever. If I noticed, I noticed. Alright, so that's that, that's that, that's that. We need 1 4-piece. Oh, there's a 6 there. Goes on here. So we need 1 4. Goes. That's already there. 4 goes. One really long one. There. Alright. Let's see. I missed any? Oh, yes, missed 1 back here. Alright. Yeah, this thing's coming along here. We'll do like 1 more page and then I'll call it a night. Alright, so dark gray. Our light here. Alright. Oops. Oop. Yeah, I saw the company had sent this to Lazy Game Reviews, LGR, and he did a stream, or no, he didn't stream, he did a video on it, and I was like, yeah, I'd like to build one of these. That'd be fun. I've always wanted to mess around with this, so we get to do that. And every other one. Black and black. Great. Alright, so put that there, put that there, put that there, and oops, wait. Alright. Is that it for that? On the front, you can see it's like, looks like there'd be buttons there, which is fun. A little bit of color. You know, obviously none of this is going to be working. Buttons on here. And this feels very unstable. This part feels very unstable until we put something on top. Because there's no kitty corner there. Alright, so we'll start with step 6. I'm just going to fold it because whatever. This isn't going out to anybody. This is mine. So we'll start with step 6. Right now, it does feel very flimsy in this corner until we get some sheets across or something going across. It's not designed great. But yeah, I'm going to null all this off stream so that I have, so it's a little, you know, a little easier of a workstation. You can see things better. But on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be streaming again. So I hope to see you then. I'll do 9 to 11. We'll finish this up, most likely, and start the Char's Zaku 2 perfect grade on Saturday. So please come back for that. And once again, on Sunday, please check out... what happened Oh, I lost here. Oh, I don't have it on this one. That's right. Please check out bit.ly/PatBearSings. Donate if you can. Include in your comment if you're a Giant Bomb forum member, or premium member, whatever. Include your username so that you can be involved in the raffle. Thank you very much, Ultron. Thank you, Aristofan. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Yeah, throw that bear cave in there. Hopefully by Saturday we will have the new emote. You'll have the access to the Lego emote, and then Tier 2 and 3 will have access to a brand new emote done by Alexandra. Hopefully that's coming. But yeah, I'm going to know all this sometime and be ready for you. But until then, I'll see you next time on the Build with Bear Workshop. Have a great evening. Goodbye.